Hello everybody and welcome back to the very special review episode. Can you believe it? It is Sunday and tomorrow is Monday. That's how weeks work. But also, I get to go back to work. And so do you. So, the very important thing that we have to discuss, okay, is, and this is a little bit annoying because every time I click out of the game, it mutes the audio. There might be a setting in there for that, but boom, check it out. I can pop this window in whenever. We're going to be talking about the book all the way up until where we stop before break, maybe a little bit afterwards, so if there's some of you that are a little bit ahead, you can benefit from this as well. There's a lot to talk about. I mean, this is my favorite volume in the book, so we've got a lot to talk about. Let's get back in here. I enjoyed yesterday's video so much, and I'm always looking down here. I gotta start looking at you guys. I enjoyed yesterday's video so much that I decided I would come back for just a little bit more, but because we are talking about Frankenstein, we're gonna go with the Defect today. And I just feel like the name alone really kind of works for the whole Frankenstein theme, the Defect. But we got the lightning, we got the like science fiction-y stuff, you get the point. So the Defect, cracked core. At the start of each combat, channel 1 lightning. Start with 99 gold, 75 life, let's get it, let's go. And I've only beaten the game once with him, so I can only do level 1 ascension. Elites spawn more often. That's fine though, because you know me, if we get the black star, I'm gonna go for all those elites. If you haven't watched yesterday's video, you should go watch it right now. Is it yesterday's video? I'm losing track of time. I don't think it was yesterday's video. I think it was the day before. Dude, break has flown by so fast. No, it's the 4th. It was yesterday's video. I recorded and edited the video on my birthday, but I posted it the next day. Anyway, another try? Yeah. We can get a card. We can get a random common relic, which, you know, there's a lot of good ones out there. I could lose all my gold and get a rare colorless card, which could even be better, because a rare colorless card would cost more than 99 anyway, so let's do that. I was really hoping we'd get that. So okay. So this card is insane. Apotheosis is just... You have a few options when you get to a campsite, right? You can rest to heal your health, you can smith to upgrade your cards, and you can get a key one time. Apotheosis, if you upgrade it, costs 1 energy. And there are ways to like start with cards in your hand, so if I can figure that out, I could literally have just Apotheosis, never have to upgrade a card, always stay on top of things, take the risky paths, heal up. I almost pressed skip by accident. Okay. So here's our Burning Elite. If you watched last video, you know what that means. So that means we have to go through here to get to him. So let's see, there's an Elite here. I really do... I think we take this path because we don't have enough for the shop. We get 2 question marks, some fights, and elite. It's a little bit risky though because there's no healing, but we got it. We can do it, right? So here's the guy that screwed us last time, but we can zap. So the whole thing about the Defect is I can channel orbs, right? And each orb does something different. So lightning, you can see the 3 here. I'll leave the little tooltip up here, but it does 3 damage at the end of every turn to a random enemy. Now there are things that can change that. Evoke, though, is if I'm full on orbs, or if I have a card that evokes, I can destroy this orb, and it does 8 damage instead of 3. So I'm going to zap, add a zap there, I'm going to strike, and then I'm going to end my turn. I have to hold. I forgot about that. There's Apotheosis. I don't think I want to do that, though, just because this is going to be a relatively short fight, I think. And well, you know, I probably could have did Apotheosis and block, but he's just going to get stronger and stronger. So dual cast, strike, strike. That's all I need to do. Skill potion. We're going to need to save these for the elites if we can. Gain 9 block is great for the early runs here. I want to be a little bit defensive because honestly having the lightning cycle is a lot better. So let's leap for 1, I almost said elixir, for 1 energy. That blocks almost all of that. So now I can focus on dual cast and I can actually take this guy out so I block all of it. That's what we call a pro gamer move. Here we go. I could Apotheosis just for fun, or I could actually play the game. So I'm going to play the game, and we're going to end the turn. Also, check out the fit, sweater. Fahrenheit 451 jacket. You should read Fahrenheit 451, by the way. Great book. Ooh, okay, so this could be good. This is also quite nice, but I think I like this better. Loop can be really, really good if you get the right cards to add to it. I think I will start with Apotheosis, since I have it in my first hand. Now I gain 8 block, I deal 9 damage. Yeah, we're gonna be set this fight. Zap is free now. I'm gonna loop, I'm gonna zap. I can block that with a normal defend, that's awesome. That is so cool. So let's talk about Frankenstein before I get distracted and carried away, because I love this game. We win, by the way. Let's talk about Frankenstein. So really quick, I'm gonna do this so that, actually, you know what? Hold on. While we're here, I need to make sure preferences, miscellaneous. Mute while in background. There we go. Okay, so you'll recognize these pages from the conversation between Victor and the monster. We kind of, I would say that this was like the main intro to Volume 2. This was our lesson on comparing creators. We talked about Paradise Lost and God and Adam and Satan and all of these characters and so forth. So I won't linger on that since we did spend a Frankenstein video on that, but I think I will spend most of my time here on the Creature's Tale talking about things of this nature. So I'm going to flip through it here and then I'll continue gaming, but I'll talk about it in the meantime. So you can kind of look at the pictures here, skim through them as you go. You can kind of see the journey that he's taking, right? So we'll talk about that first chapter here, I think. Let's get back to it, though. Gold, Fairy in a Bottle is great. That's basically a revive. Shout out Zelda, I think. Draw 3 cards, pretty good. I don't like this. Dealing damage for free and getting vulnerable on enemies is just fine. This guy steals my gold unless I do something about it, so let's do something about it. Boom. Boom, the zap is free because I upgraded it. I think it's kind of worth it. Taking only 2 damage. Honestly, I think Apotheosis might carry this entire run. That's a crazy start. Vulnerable makes him take more damage, by the way, so that was kind of clutch. We can full block that. So the Creature's Tale begins as essentially a flashback, right? I think that there was some confusion. I'm a little bit stuffy, you know. 'Tis the season, I guess. I'm sorry. I sound a little bit like, a little nerdy, I guess. Did I just get a card? Wait. I don't remember picking that, but that's a pretty good card, so I'm fine with it. I didn't see the other ones, though, so there might have been a better one. But Streamline's alright. Remove a card. Let's remove a card. Ooh, we could upgrade Apotheosis right now, though. But we could also do that at a camp. So let's remove a card, because we can't do that at a camp. I say we get rid of a strike, because we want more of our defensive / electric cards. So let's get rid of a strike. Take on our first elite. So there's some confusion in class. about the creature's tale and like the timeline of the story, right? So I want to try and put this like as simply as I can, I guess. Try not to wake him up too early. I could play Streamline and start my attack, so I'm going to do that now. Essentially, right, the timeline. I would say it goes kind of like this. Frankenstein, Victor Frankenstein, shows up like on an iceberg, and a ship picks him up at sea. And the captain is like, "What are you doing here?" Right? And so Victor tells him his story. So the entirety of Frankenstein, the book, is essentially a backstory, because it's Victor telling his whole journey, right? And then within this story, right, we're hearing about the monster and all this stuff. The creature's tale is a flashback inside of the flashback, right? So we're not in the present moment when we're hearing the creature's tale. The creature's tale is from the creature's perspective after Victor left it behind for 2 years, right? At the start of your turn, lose 15 block rather than all of your block. That could get crazy, especially because we're going for like upgrade everything. We have a high defense card. This could be kind of nuts. So let's take that. That could be insane. Reboot could be okay. This would help with our calipers. Oh wait, Storm. This is one of those cards I was talking about. Whenever you play a power card, channel 1 lightning. So we need more power cards now. But anyway, so the creature's tale starts with the creature stumbling out of the, I guess, the lab, right? Victor left, he ran away because he was scared. I'm not going to play Loop yet because I want to play the other power card first. And so the creature, like, doesn't know how to speak, doesn't know where he is, doesn't know, like, what's happening. Here it is. And he just kind of has to fend for himself, right? So he's stumbling out into the woods, the wilderness. Well, he's in town first, and they all chase him out with torches and pitchforks, right? This is not ideal, if I'm being honest with you. Sorry, I'm a little bit panicked. I took a bit more damage on this fight than I was expecting to. And see, the thing with Apotheosis in the early game is it's over half of your energy, so it's like, let's dual cast. Yeah, that makes it easier, so I can go boom and boom. He runs into the wilderness, he doesn't know where else to go, everybody hates him. And we're definitely going to want to Apotheosis for this, but we can Storm and Loop. And then dual cast. And so the pictures that we looked at this point in the story, right, are him essentially getting accustomed to living in nature, right, in the wilderness. And at first he's kind of scared and intimidated by everything he comes across, but as we go, he becomes more and more like confident and almost at ease with where he is. Alright, I should probably focus fire this guy. So as he continues his journey, we find him come across a house. There's somebody eating dinner, right? And because the creature doesn't understand, like, the rules of the world, right? He just walks right in, eats the food, and leaves. And the guy, like, runs out screaming, and the creature's like, that was yummy, and then he leaves. And now, this is somewhat important, though. I mean, I have taking a little bit of damage here. This is the Burning Elite, so once I get past this, things should hopefully be a little bit easier. And if I can save my fairy in a bottle this fight, that would be awesome. I am unfortunately not going to be able to do that unless I use my skill potion, which I was going to save after all for the Burning Elite, so let's just do it. Gain block equal to the number of cards in your discard pile. That's 17 block, yeah. Not like I really care about that. Let's take some damage on him. So as he's moving on from the cabin, right, this is when we find, like, the main cabin where he ends up staying, taking shelter in, right? This should hopefully get him. Yep. And he goes in, he finds shelter, but there are people inside, and he's very scared because his interaction with people so far has been very, very bad, right? Potion belt, nice. We got the key for the Burning Elite. Fear potion, nice. Ooh, permanently increase this card's block by 2 every time you play it. With this. Yeah. And you know what? I realized last video, I'm gonna... Hold on. Let me just make sure I can see what my HUD looks like. Let's go to the chest. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. You don't really need to see how many cards are in my draw pile. So now you can actually see, like, my health and my artifacts and stuff. The merchant restocks cards, relics, and potions. All prices are reduced by 20. I'm definitely going to take that over the key. Because we can get another key. Oh, God. Alright. So we take shelter, kind of in, like, this... what would you call it? Like a log shed? Something like that. Oh, great. I mean, you know... I deal 8 damage. I should take this guy out. I am gonna have to use this fairy potion, though. Yeah, I'm still gonna take a lot of damage. Don't tell me I'm gonna die here. That would be silly. Let's take this guy out with a strike. This guy has more health. He's doing 5. Or let's do this instead, actually, and then block almost all of it. I'm just trying to finish this chapter, man. Let me speak. 3 damage. I don't even have an attack. God. Dude. Deals 4 damage. Okay, here's what I'm thinking, right? It's a 50-50 chance. Because this lightning is random. So... I'm still gonna survive. Oh my god. Just my luck. Just my luck. Alright, streamline it. Strike it. There we go. Let me finish this chapter. I'm gonna pop the images up here so you can see where I'm at as well. Yeah, so he steals the food. The guy goes out running, screaming. That's like my favorite part, okay? Oh yeah. Sorry, I got my things mixed up. He goes into town after he leaves, and that's when everything kind of goes wrong, right? They chase him out with pitchforks and fire. Then he takes refuge within the cabin, right? And yeah, this is like that woodshed I was talking about. So this page and here, he's just kind of observing, right? He doesn't know what they're saying, but we witness like a routine, right? And it's not as good as it looks. I want another elite though. Let's do it. Oh, I have 9 health though. But this could also be an enemy. God. That's not good. But he sees them, like, doing this whole routine. They're talking to each other. He doesn't know what they're saying, but, like, he's, like, trying to understand, you know? Can I kill this guy? 22 damage. And then maybe... Hold on, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dual cast first. Okay, well... No, I'm taking lethal damage here. Ay. Okay, he's not attacking. This guy is, though. Let's Apotheosis, zap for free, strike. That doesn't kill. But yeah, so he kind of has like this understanding of what like a loving human family is supposed to look like. And I'm so glad I had Apotheosis, by the way. This guy needs to go. And the creature's experience with humans in general, right? Like I was saying, it's not very good. So when he sees this, he feels kind of inspired. He feels happy. And he sort of is like imagining himself as a part of the family, even though he isn't really, and they don't know that he's there. Am I dead? This is my last hope. Well, he already has vulnerable, so... No, dude! I can't believe it. We were in, like, the runnings for something amazing. Although, to be fair, it could have been crazier. This game, like, if you don't know, it can get kind of crazy. Let's do it again. So let's look at our next chapter here really, really quick. Okay. Chapter 4. Chapter 4, you can see it's got a little bit more color, right? He's learning, okay? As we progress through the creature's tale, the pictures become a little bit more colorful as you go, see? And I find that really, really cool. That's something that you can get in a graphic novel that you won't get, you know, in the classic text. Anyway, we see them doing their routine, right? And then we see the husband or the son. I mean, I really hope they're not siblings, okay? But the husband is going off to, I think, collect some wood or go hunting, presumably. The old man is playing his song. He's listening to the music. And here is where we learn a little bit about the family, right? So we'll talk about that realization here as we continue. Let's look at our blessing here first. Yeah, let's just take this, because I didn't make it to the first boss. Thanks a lot. Let's go this way. So he's watching them like run these errands. This is nice. And eventually he finds an opportunity to go like raid their pantry, basically. This is also nice. What? Early removal is awesome. Upgrade 2 random cards, lose 15 HP. Honestly, I'm glad that they were defends. That's perfectly fine. That means I don't have to upgrade them myself. He raids their pantry, he eats their food, but he doesn't realize, until it's a little bit too late, that the family is starving, right? And he feels bad. Like, you can see the remorse in the illustration, but you can also, like, in the original text, right? It's a mistake. And we see in the next couple of pictures, like, he witnesses them struggling to gather materials, so he does it for them. He gathers the wood, he gathers the food, and so they start thinking of him as like the spirit of the forest. And one day he finally has the opportunity to meet the old man inside, who he has faith will listen to him and talk to him. And it turns out he's blind. Also, by the way, this is what happens if you channel with max lightning. It just evokes, right? So anyway, he's blind. He can't see the monster. This is obviously very important because every single interaction the monster has had has been negative. We've pretty much, I think, got to that point by now. Oh yeah, that charged battery card that I got gives me extra energy, by the way, on my next turn. So the fact that the old man is blind is crucial in the creature's chance at being understood. So close to getting this guy. I need to get one of these cycles off, because this is what's going to happen, as you can see, and that's very, very bad. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord for that. Let's just do that for the energy. I mean, we're set on the lightning right now, but this is the issue. Oh my god. Well, we're gonna make it. It's just not pretty. Oh, we got the courier again. Dude, that's such a good trinket. This could be good. Let's take Barrage. I'm cooking right now, okay? Hold on. So we survived the Burning Elite, but we have another Elite. Oh god, and then we have 2 fights and an Elite before we can get to another camp. We might be cooked again, guys. We might be cooked again. Although, if we set up properly, we can set up. So the conversation with the old man goes all right, you know? The monster's saying, like, I'm a wretch, nobody loves me. And the old man basically says, yeah, that's rough, buddy. Is there anything I can do for you? And the monster's like, I just want to be friends. Like, can you give me, you know, some space in your house? Or, you know, let me be a part of the family? And essentially, by the time this conversation comes to an end, what do I want to do? I should probably be playing defensive, dual cast, and strike. By the time the monster can finally work up the courage to ask and be like, hey, can, you know, I stay with you guys, the son comes home and beats him up, right? And the creature runs away again. And this is completely devastating to the creature because it's the first time that he had hope that he could actually find connection with people, and it didn't work, right? It's pretty heartbreaking. I really should attack soon. This would deal 16 damage. This would deal 8, 6. This only blocks 4. I'm just gonna do it. Because we should be able to win this turn. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. This always costs 50 gold now to remove cards, and this all prices are reduced by 20, I think, might stack. Although this might override the stack. I don't know. Not entirely sure. This is what we need. So now we can get more orb slots, which means that barrage card that I got will deal more damage. This is pretty good. I'm just going to take the key while I have the chance, because I feel like there are better items that I could trade for. So, let us proceed. He's devastated. He's pretty much, like, we've seen his capabilities, right? He's never really acted out of rage. This is also why we have boost sequence, by the way. Boot sequence, oh my goodness, I can't speak today. We can zap and defend. This is gonna get crazy fast, you guys, because Barrage is here. Perfect. He hasn't acted out of rage or malice yet. But after this, like, heartbreaking defeat that he has, oh my god. He returns later, and he burns the cabin to the ground. He's just so angry. So we see him finally, like, crumble. It's not gonna be good, though. That's better. We see him crumble under this pressure, this anger. And we have to consider also, what's half of 70 is 35, so 6 would take him exactly to 35. I'm trying not to split them yet, because now I can do this, and this, and this will split him, so I should probably strike him. He burns the cabin to the ground. He spent his entire life around human beings. Well, not necessarily like around them, like socializing with them. But every time he's with them, he learns how to hate, you know? So that's all he knows how to do now. Oh, I had an extra energy. And so he's finally becoming the monster that Victor essentially thinks that he is. This is pretty good. Oh my god, I'm glad I got like a deal damage to everybody card. Jeez. Let's go for him since he has the least amount of health, and then that way I'm not taking like 18 damage every other turn, right? So his first act of malice is to burn down the cabin, right? And then he's running through the woods, right? Making his escape, if you will. And he comes across this like woman dancing, and she falls into this body of water, whatever it is. This is a crazy turn. What? Pop off. She falls in the pond. Let's call it a pond. And so the monster, still having like sympathy in his heart, and seeing as the woman was, you know, she was dancing, right? It was like this peaceful thing. She wasn't being violent to the creature, you know, she was being human. And the creature tries, and, you know, he gets shot by a hunter. The hunter thinks that the monster is trying to kill her, right? And he shoots the monster. And so if the monster wasn't defeated yet, he was now. That's pretty alright. Doesn't really matter to me, though. This is fantastic, actually. Let's take that. And we definitely need to heal. Not getting the key this floor, unfortunately. So this is 18 exactly. So let's do that. Oh, perfect. So the next thing that we see, after he burns the cabin down out of like rage, after he gets shot by the hunter, he shows up at Geneva again. And wouldn't you know it, he just so happens to stumble across William Frankenstein, the youngest brother of the Frankensteins. And the first thing that happens is the creature's like, "It's a monster, get away from me!" And the monster's like, I don't want to hurt you. Like, I was just trying to introduce myself, dude. And the boy's like, "Do you know who my father is? My papa is M. Frankenstein. You're not papa." By the way, I haven't watched Stranger Things Season 5. I've heard mixed reviews. Actually, I've heard mostly bad things, but... "Do you know who my papa is? My papa's M. Frankenstein. He'll destroy you." And it's only when the monster hears the name Frankenstein when he goes into a rage and kills William. Right after saying, "I'm not going to hurt you," he kills him. Right? So, what we talked about in class regarding this moment is how powerful his hate has become, not only because of his treatment by the humans, but because of his reading of Paradise Lost and the misinterpretation, or rather his sympathy for the devil instead of for Adam, right? We see this manifesting in his malice. And it ultimately, well, it doesn't even stop there, really, but he kills William, he frames Justine, right? He knows what he's doing at this point, and he's doing it intentionally. Let's lock in. This is the boss. What am I doing? Alright. Give me an artifact here, so I can negate the next debuff. Give me a barrage, a dual cast. So the thing with this guy is if we do enough damage to him, he goes into defensive mode and then doesn't kill me in like 2 hits, right? So I need to do a lot of damage right now. So I'm just gonna bank on him not hitting me and killing me. Okay, that was like really risky, but yeah, that, ooh, wait, hold on. No, it's not worth it. I wouldn't have died, but still. Alright, now's the perfect time to pop this. Gain 11 block. That was clutch. Now I want to pop all of these. Capacitor, static discharge. This does the most damage. I'll just do this. He does some thorns damage. That's fine. So let me just, really quick. Talked about Paradise Lost. I want to flip us through the book here. We see him get beat up in the cabin. Burns down the cabin. Gets shot by the hunter. Kills William. Poor William.
Oh!
He promises here, by the way, to destroy Frankenstein. This is like his official vow to destroy him. And then we resume. This is where we left off, and I want to give us a little preview here, so this will be the last time we consult our handy-dandy book here. I'll give you a little sneak preview for what's to come, right? We left off on this next chapter. This is 16. So, the creature ends his tale and says, "I've been through all of this because of you." And he's like, "You are my creator. And if I know anything about what I've read and what I've studied, as a creator, you should be looking after me, right? Which you aren't." So he's like, I want, if I'm to be Adam, then I would like an Eve. And so he requests of Victor to create a partner for him that's like just as hideous and disfigured as he is, so that he feels like there's at least somebody in the world that understands him, right? It's kind of sad, really. And so Victor obviously has kind of like put his work behind him after this grave mistake that he's made, creating the monster. And so he's like in a panic because he doesn't know what to do. And what we're looking at tomorrow in class, for us anyway, is a practice debate for our final debate, where we are going to discuss whether or not we believe, number one, if the creature deserves a mate, and number two, if Victor should make the deal. So it'll be very interesting. It'll get us some practice with like debate and persuasive writing and crafting arguments. By the way, I'm a god. Costs 5 energy. Amplify? What? Do your solo, dude. Alright, we have to take this, right? I mean, we have to take this. I think this is only fitting since I'm literally on Amplify right now. This turn, your next power card is played twice. Baller. Let's take it. Double the effectiveness of potions. Gain energy. You can no longer obtain potions. Transform all strike and defend cards. I like this, because I don't... Potions are really, really good, but having more energy, I mean, oh lord, imagine. Let's do it. So, I guess what we'll do here is I'll yap a little bit more, but we're still alive for our second run. So we're gonna send it and see how far we can take our little defect here. We need one more key, so we'll get that at the chest. We could get a shop early too, so you know what? Let's do it. This is a little bit concerning, you guys. That blocks everything though. Sweeping beam. Sweeping beam! There we go. So yeah, we're gonna get a practice debate in. We're gonna review like the chapter that we read before and all of that good stuff. These guys are flying, so they take less damage, which is like the bane of my existence. Oh my god. Okay, these guys need to go. These guys need to go. Okay. I was gonna hit the other guy, but, you know, it's cool. Everything's fine, right? Let's ball lightning. Boom. Defragment. Watch this. This is gonna be awesome. 1, 2, 3. This guy's on the floor.
What the dog doing?
Then, defend. Taking a little bit of damage. Oh, he's goner. He's a goner. Strike him. Shop? No. I could just get a little relic, though. Ooh, negate the next 2 curses. That's pretty sweet. Oh, a shop. Not a real shop, though. Upgrade a card, remove a card, and upgrade a random card. Sounds kind of nice. Especially now that we're going for the later shop, we can make that money back. Let's do this. Remove a card. I want to get rid of my strikes. Charge batteries upgraded. That's nice. Oh, this might be a shop, though. Gonna review some chapters. What else? Did I have anything else I was gonna say? We are gonna be moving the seating arrangement again, by the way, because I didn't need to use that. Oops. I probably should have just used barrage for the 4 damage, but you know, it's fine. We have more energy now, I have to remember that. Oh, and dude, the shuriken, I forgot I had that. Hold on, let me just review here. Oh my god, I also forgot about this, dude. So, like, we have a crap ton of money and a crap ton of a discount. That was not grammar. I would like to use Amplify at some point, if I can. Power card? No. That's fine. I just can't believe break is over. It's crazy. Got a little bit of a stretch to go here, you guys, but it's gonna be fine. This sucks, by the way. However, this turn my next power card is played twice. I'm gonna play this one. I'm going to play this and this. Well, ow, by the way. That's a lot of damage. That would have been nice last turn. Yeah, we're good to go. We're good to go. End it. Channel 1 Frost for each enemy in combat could be kind of alright. It's upgraded too. Claw's cool, but it's too late in the run for that. Let's take Chill. You don't have to take cards, but I feel like I'm still like missing something. So let's do this now. Then we can Barrage for max damage. Boot sequence. Dual cast the lightning now. That was perfect. We want to take out the healer first. Also, you liking the new edits? Let me know. I'm like figuring it out, but it's kind of fun editing. I don't know, I find it therapeutic. But you'll have to let me know. I don't know. I like throwing goofy stuff in there, okay? Don't judge me. Zap it. Frost, by the way, gives us block at the end of the turn. It gives us more block if it's evoked. So we're getting 4. That's fine. Here comes a heal, though. So annoying. Ooh, Amplify and Defragment could go crazy, though. So let's do that. That makes me super strong. Now my orbs do a lot of damage. Static Discharge and Strike again. Look at that zap damage. Oh my god. The healing needs to, like, actually stop, though. Ooh, this is what Melter's good for, though. Watch this. No shield and 10 damage. Bam. Block that. Please, one of you lightning balls strike that lady down. I said... Okay. We're fine. We're fine. This guy's a goner. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Oh my god, that's some crazy damage. Oh my god. That was that static discharge evoking the other orb. That's crazy. Let's get that leap, though, for real. I need that. I need some leap in my life. Alright, chill me. Boot sequence for sure. Hit me with this. Hit me with that. Hit me with this. And turn. 31 block. That's not going to be enough, surprisingly. Is it? No, it will be. Okay. I can't do math. I'm an English teacher. Let's defragment here. Let's leap so I don't... Actually, you know what? I could defend. It doesn't matter. It's the same cost. Deal 3 damage, so it's 9 damage. I'll kill this dude. Sorry. Now, here's the deal, right? If I kill these guys, he goes into like a 50-50 chance to attack or summon more. So I don't know what the strat is, right? But I think he can have up to 3 minions, so that's kind of concerning too. Let's Sweeping Beam him. Actually, well, yeah, there's no point in saving it, because I can't save it. Ooh, capacitor's good, though. Let's capacitor, zap, defend. Here comes some more. Sweeping beam would be good for this moment. I really hope I wasn't muted that entire time. Hopefully it was only from when I raged. I hope you can still hear me. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna lose my mind if you can't hear me. Add it to your hand. Ooh. Can I see what's happening here? Actually, that might be really, really good. Let's do this. Amplify, buffer. Oh my god, this is not looking too good, you guys. God. We need to take this guy out. Oh god. 2, boom. Okay, the buffer is all used up, unfortunately, but we should be fine here if we charge battery, strike ball, lightning, defend. Oh my god. I don't know, you guys. This is gonna be rough. I don't have any more potions because of Sozu. Melting, sweeping beam. Hold on. Melter on this guy. Sweeping beam now. Oh my god. Guys? I have to kill this guy. Yeah, I'm not living this, am I? Oh no. Da da da. Alright, well, that was fun while it lasted. It was a good episode, a little bit clunky, a little rough around the edges, but you know, I think it was a good episode. Well, that was Slay the Spire. I really like playing this game. I might play more of it, to be honest with you guys, but Clash will be coming back soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Wow.